One thing that I think a lot of organizations are missing right now is this customer-centric mentality. So marketing and comms can do an incredible job bringing awareness to the brand, helping buyers understand why, they should buy it and how they can belong to the brand is half the battle. But you're delivering the campaign customer centricity without, in-house sales or inside sales rather, or customer service or outside sales, really understanding how all of it fits together. That's where we can lose all the work that we've done. What do you say about that?
It is of the utmost importance. Any opportunity you have to get the team in front of the customer or engaging with the customer is absolutely valuable. Doing qualitative research and upstream marketing for most of my agency career, that was always our job, was to illuminate the customer's perspective. What do they care about? Why are they buying? What's their motivation? How do we get to them? What message resonates? And then communicating that to the client team. But it was always more impactful when we could bring the client team with us to those in-home interviews or into those ethnographies, let them meet and experience the customer's life within the context of the campaign we're building or the brand that we're trying to create. It's no different internally. Really, at Scythe, we try and get our team out to the field with the customer as much as possible. And that's something I'm really grateful for, not having to convince leadership that this is important. Our leaders believe it as well. From the beginning, we want our team in front of customers. So our engineers are regularly doing customer visits. They're in the field with our machine, mowing, doing landscaping work once a quarter. I bring engineers with us to trade shows. Not only is it really valuable for our team to be able to answer engineering questions or questions about the machine that are more technical, our customers think it's super cool that they get to talk to the people who are actually building and designing the machine. That gets harder as your business grows and scales, but as a startup, it's a really easy way to like get people in tune with the customer. I think it could never be enough. We have basically an open invitation to all of our engineers to get down to our test facilities in Texas and Florida. Some of our teams sit there as well, but in Colorado and some of our remote employees, go down whenever you want. Go mow, go be with the customer, really learn that experience to build a more meaningful product. And so that's really, really critical. Can't emphasize that enough. Building that organizational empathy for the user, for the customer, you can't lose sight of it. Otherwise, you start to build products that aren't on strategy, messaging that doesn't make sense.
Right. What advice do you have for our listeners today who maybe don't have as a palatable environment to be able to create some change regarding the need for creativity, the need for customer centricity, the need maybe even for a little bit more strategy? What advice do you have for them today on what they can do to begin to really change their environment?
I think you go back to kind of taking that consultative approach and owning your in-house expert seat. So maybe that's helping through whether it's casual conversation or a formal presentation, helping your coworkers understand what you've done in the past, how these campaigns, whether it's a customer-centric approach or a creative campaign, how this past work led to success, like the success you're trying to find at the company you're at now. So what have you done in the past that earns you that seat? Introduce processes and frameworks. In the technical environment, engineers love process. And many are shocked to learn that there's a lot of process in the creative experience, going from discovery to ideation to development to final distillation. Like there is a process. Yeah, journey mapping, competitive analysis, structured brainstorms, like the naming exercise I had talked about. You can show that, hey, this isn't just some laissez-faire party that we just like kick back and like have a good time. There's actually a process and a best practice approach here that really helps create more ideas and more meaningful ideas for us to choose from. And then the phrase I'm constantly iterating, and thankfully now have other brand advocates in the organization, is why should they care? Like, what does this mean for the user? And really, more than anything, building that emphasis in. Asking that question in conversations will help the team realize over time that like they are not building for themselves. We are not building for the sake of creativity or the sake of innovation. We have a customer, and at the end of the day, what do they care about?
Yeah.
And also by being able to say like, why should they care? That takes your critique out of it. So if there's a long feature dump about a lot of things that are happening, to be able to point to it, and it's not me saying, hey, this list is really long, this doesn't mean anything. It's me saying, of this long list, what do you, engineer with the expertise, think the audience cares about most? How is this going to impact the end user's experience most? And once you start to shift that, that really helps.